Man, who knew mowing hay could be so much fun? The new mower is broken in, and the big thing you guys are gonna notice is that thing right there. That's an impeller or a flail conditioner. And I'm out here mowing alfalfa with an impeller. Now I have it set right now to where it is doing very little conditioning. I have the hood opened all the way up, so the flails aren't beating the stuff against the hood. This is a second cutting crop, really nice looking second cutting. And I'm just out here kind of examining the stalks and the stems, and obviously because it's an impeller and I have it set to not condition because I don't want to beat all the leaves off, we're not crimping stuff really or beating stuff up. So I might crank it down a little bit just because I'm not really seeing much leaf loss. Like if I pull stuff away here, I'm seeing some leaves, which is to be expected, but you'll get that from header loss too. So I might crank it down a little bit just to try to get some of this stuff crimped a little bit. The reason for getting an impeller machine like this, number one, this machine was priced really good. The other reason is we do a lot more grass than alfalfa. We had some problems first cutting, especially with the stuff here on this farm. Stuff was so thick and stemmy, and that case over there just wasn't conditioning it how we wanted it to. First impressions of the New Holland 7330. I am tickled pink with how this thing runs. It's just a very carefree, easy breezy type mowing today. Talk about a bumper second crop. This will sure make up for some of that lighter stuff we baled the other week. Phew. Happy. So yesterday evening, checked the hay, and the top was drying down pretty good, but just underneath a lot of that stuff was still pretty green because it's really humid and there's not much of a breeze left. So we are going to go and tet it out again this morning. But wow, it's early. There's a lot of dew on the ground, so we're gonna hold on to leaves, don't worry. I don't like titting alfalfa more than once, but sometimes, like in this situation, I have to. That's a really heavy crop, second cut, probably the heaviest I've ever had. And so with the conditions we have right now, super humid, low wind, just not the greatest hay drying conditions. Like we'll dry hay, but it's, you know, we don't have a 20-30 mile an hour breeze and we don't have low humidity. So those things are kind of fighting against us. So we just had to tet it out because the underside of this hay right here just did not get dry. The top side did by the sun and the little bit of breeze that was there. But the bottom side didn't. So we tetted out again, tried to do it as gently as I can. Still plenty of leaves on there. And yeah, I'm hoping it's ready by tomorrow. Well, in farming, plans never go the way that you think they're going to go, and they are always changing. I might try to bale some of this hay this afternoon. So I'm just curious to see if some of it'll go, because if I could bale some of it today, which today is like 85 degrees, if I could bale some of it today and not do it tomorrow when we're supposed to be under the heat dome, that would be awesome. Oh, dang. That might all go today, actually. So since everything's right here by the barn, I'm honestly gonna rake 2 rows maybe. And then I'll hook the baler up to a wagon and kind of get that ready, and we'll bale those rows and test the moisture. And if it's good enough, I'm just gonna start raking. Try to get a couple wagons baled here before dark. Let's stick it in here. Let's see what we're at. Yeah, I figured that's what we would be at. Yeah, that's not gonna be dry hay, guys. That one's a little drier, but they're not very consistent. Well, that one's dry. Well, judging by what I'm getting on the moisture reader, I think I'm just gonna let it go today. I really wanted it to go. I really wanted to be able to bale at least a couple wagons. That would make tomorrow a lot easier, but you know, it is what it is. The majority of the hay is reading between 16 and 18. The grass and the leaves are bone dry, but the stems just aren't quite there yet. And that's what's bringing our moisture up. There's a couple spots in here that are hitting 25, 35, 45. And I don't really want that. And then the other problem is because the leaves are so dry, and when we're raking it and baling it, it's just kind of blowing apart, but the stems are sticking together. So it kind of just makes it like a stemmy but leafy kind of hay. And I don't really like that. So I think it's just gonna be better if we let it sit the rest of the day, get the rest of the sun and the breeze and the heat on it. And tomorrow morning with a little bit of a dew, we will rake it up, and then tomorrow evening we'll bale it up. How'd you guys like that blooper? I went to grab my phone camera out of my pocket and I bumped the PTO lever. Well, it's 10 o'clock and I'm gonna call it quits for right now. My wife's gonna come and finish raking for me because I'd like to do a couple things here before I go cut some wheat. The hay's drying. We raked it while it was just a little bit tough, so we held on to a lot of leaves, which is awesome. That's what we want. Take a look at the ground out here. There's some leaf shatter, but you know, not like there was yesterday. Honestly, I'm kind of hesitant if this is gonna go today yet, just because these stems are still, they're still tough in spots. So we'll see. We'll give it a day of it'll get the whole day today to dry. It's perfect conditions and there's a breeze going, and it's supposed to get up to like 100 today. 5 o'clock, it's go time. Wonder how this stuff progressed. Stuff on top seems good, and the stuff down the bottom, unfortunately, still has that little bit of feeling of dew on it. I was just hoping to be a little bit drier on the bottom, but maybe that little bit of dew moisture that's in the windrow will help hold on to some leaves, and maybe it won't affect moisture. All right, moment of truth. Please be good. I'll take that if it's consistent throughout all the bales. That's what it was yesterday, but we had those wet spots. So as long as this moisture that we're seeing is consistent, we'll be okay. I mean, that's honestly like the perfect alfalfa baling moisture. And that's plenty dry. One wagon down, and I missed a lot of bales, but hey, that comes with the territory. Well, that's all she wrote. We finished just in time. Stuff was kind of starting to get tough, so I put a bunch more Silo King on than what I'm typically used to. But that was just here for this last round. I did have some knotter issues because I made a stupid mistake and I tied the next bundle to this string. And so it tried to pull up through and snapped up there and made a whole mess. But we got it fixed in 5-10 minutes. So let's see what kind of moisture we got right here. Yeah, I figured they'd be that high. So I don't know if this stuff's gonna cure out fine, but we're gonna leave it on the wagon. Ooh, yikes. Thing is, most of it's dew moisture. Anyway, I'm not sure about this last wagon here. That's a bummer. So there's a stack of hay. We did 694 bales yesterday. This isn't all of them. This is probably about 500 of them. These are the drier ones. I'm gonna probe some here in a minute. But the driest stuff, the first stuff we did is all the way in the back and the bottom. And, you know, as the kind of the humidity got higher and the dew kind of started setting in a little bit, those bales are further out to the front. And then the wettest bales, like I said, are on the wagons out there. Quality wise, I'm pretty pleased with it. It's pretty good hay. If I can, I really honestly want to break a bale open just to look at a flake in there. But hey, there's good alfalfa in there. There's good grass. So we got a pile of wet bales here, or wet bales. Bales that were definitely heavier than what we were normally throwing in the barn. So the stacking crew set them aside. This one is the heaviest. Kind of a small little quirky bale, but it weighs all of 50 pounds. And I'm checking these bales out, trying to get an idea of kind of like, okay, these are wet bales. And I want to see what kind of heating they're doing. That gives me an idea of, you know, the barn and whether or not they're going to cure out or not. I mean, most of the stuff in the barn will cure out fine. It's the last two wagons I'm concerned about, those two over there. Anyway, this is the wettest bale. We're going to break it open. And I just want to try to feel the heat. And there's no heat in this bale. Hardly any heat, which is awesome. So that tells me that the Silo King's kind of doing its job. Now, it's only been 12 hours, okay? I understand that. But typically within 12 hours, you can start to feel heat if it's excessive moisture. And this was a very heavy bale that should be heating, judging by how heavy it is. But it's also fun to break them open and just look at quality. Now, this was a heavy grass bale, so it's not gonna have that cool alfalfa leaf retention that we like to see, just because there was very little alfalfa. But the alfalfa that is here, look at it. It's got leaves on it, and they're not shattered into a million pieces. So that's awesome. So you guys can let me know from your experiences. This stuff was baled well, you saw what it was last night when I baled it. And the worry is that it's gonna sweat too much and get moldy or something. So by letting it sit on the wagon out here in the heat and the breeze, let that moisture as it sweats, let it blow away and dissipate. That's kind of what I'm hoping we can accomplish by letting it sit on the wagons. That bale's 16.9, but this bale, excuse me, that bale, yeah. See, that's wet, but I'm pretty sure most of this is just dew moisture that's now trapped in those bales. Now we cranked up the inoculant on it, so hopefully Silo King does its job. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts, opinions from experience baling hay in high humidity? Sun goes down, dew sets on it. For the most part, everything was cured out, you know, 14 to 16%, which is what we were baling most of the stuff yesterday at. And then that sun went below those trees and boom, that humidity just sets in real quick. So I don't know. I've never baled hay that late. Actually, no, I did one time, and it was actually very similar to this. There was a lot more grass in there, and it was, a lot of them were actually reading 20 to 30%, and they actually cured out fine. And I think it was because of just the humidity is why I was testing so high. But I don't know if this is the exact same thing as that instance. So like, what are your guys' opinions? What have you seen in your operations? Like, do you think this hay will cure? Again, we bumped up the inoculant quite a bit for this last load. We bumped it up a little bit for that load. I don't know. We will find out. I mean, time will tell. But judging by some of those bales we cut open earlier, I should have moisture tested them before I broke them open. That would have been smart. Anyway, judging by those, they weren't really heating, and they were supposed to be the heavier, wetter bales. So I don't know. And see, this one right here is testing down there in that 23. We pull it out a little bit, we get a drier spot testing down there. Yeah, down there where it was supposed to be. Time will tell, but let me know in the comments below your thoughts.